Mohnish Pabrai, a seasoned investor and financial guru, offers a fresh perspective on the Ten Commandments, suggesting the need for a modern update. Drawing parallels between ancient wisdom and investment decisions, Pabrai shares valuable insights on capturing long-term growth opportunities.
The 10 commandments definitely need some updating. Maybe we need to take it down to 5 commandments. We'll have to see. One of the things about the 10 commandments is that what they tried to do was they tried to make it easier for humans to understand how to live a good life. They needed to create a Cliff Notes version because the Bible is too big. The Old Testament, New Testament, these are too big, complicated documents. So they came up with the 10 commandments saying, okay, here's the Cliff Notes version. Then someone told God, listen, man, this 10 commandments is too much. Can you just give me one commandment? Because I can't handle 10. Just give me one. So God said, no problem. I'm God. I can do it all in one sentence. Okay, I don't need 10 sentences. So God came up with one commandment. You know what the one commandment was? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So God basically encapsulated everything into one commandment, saying, just follow this edict and everything is taken care of. Instead of saying, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goat, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. You just said, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And that takes care of all the wife adultery issues in one shot. But the idea is that you think of it as if you're a business owner, is that in 1995, when I first started investing, I had $1 million that I had gotten from a sale of my business, a portion of my business. And I had just begun to learn about Buffett and Sons, and I decided I would invest this money in the equity markets and I wanted to grow it and scale it and see what would happen. So out of the $1 million, I put 40,000 into 4 Indian stocks. So I opened a brokerage account in India in 95, which was quite a convoluted process then because there was no demat or anything at that time. And one of the stocks basically went up 160x. Or 140x. It was like a $1.5 million that I got out of $10,000. It was a huge home run. And when that happened in 2000, the other 3 stocks were either flat or down. They hadn't done much. And I said, okay, it is ordained and written in the Bible that if you get 100 bagger out of 4 bets, that is your quota. And so I thought, okay, this is fine. The other 3, there's nothing happening. I sold the other 3 stocks. Now, there was no good reason to sell those other 3 stocks. If I had just held on to the other 3 stocks, one of them actually went down 90%, and that, basically was a useless investment. So let's forget about that one. But there were 2 others in my portfolio that one went up from the time I bought it till today, 500x. And the other one went up about 150x. Now, to capture those 500x and 150x, I needed to have a 26-year holding period, right? I needed to be holding it till today.
Mohnish Pabrai suggests the idea of condensing the 10 commandments into a simpler, one-sentence guideline of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. He uses this analogy to illustrate the importance of simplicity and focus in investing decisions, drawing from his own experience of selling stocks prematurely instead of holding them for long-term gains, where some investments turned into multi-baggers over 26 years.
So the first question he asks is, what is the destination? What does this business look like 10 or 20 or 30 years, right? So you can try and answer that question. The second question he asks is the business getting better? Okay, so as time goes on, is the business getting better? Is the moat getting wider? Is the moat getting deeper? And the third question is the valuation reasonable? And what he means is that, yeah, it can appear overvalued, that's okay, just not egregious. It just can't go crazy valuation. So these other 2 stocks that I sold, one was Kotak Mahindra, which is actually now my broker. And I had only invested out of $40,000. I only put $2,400 into Kotak. And I put the $2,400 into Kotak almost at the last second because they were my broker. And I had a lot of interaction with them, getting the account set up and talking to different entities, different people. And I was extremely impressed. I was very impressed with the people I was dealing with. And I said, this business, the brokerage business, is going to do nothing but grow. It's a great business. And these guys are really good guys. At that time, Kotak did not have their banking license. The banking license came 8 years after that. And that's when it went, as a product. But there was no reason in 2000 to sell the stock because the business was definitely better than 2000, about 1095. And it was a reasonable valuation and destination still looked good. So that was done. The second business which I sold, which I shouldn't have, was Blue Dart, which is the FedEx of India. So I made two bets because the Indian postal system was so bad, that I knew that private parties had to step in to give people assurances that packages get there in next day or letters get there next day. So I made two bets. One was Skypack Courier and another was Blue Dart. They both were listed companies. So my bets were, one was on the broker banking, whatever happens there. And these two bets were on courier services, which were very greenfield, huge runways ahead. And Blue Dart is up 150x. And FedEx later took a stake in it. So there was no reason to sell those businesses. It was the destination looked good, the valuation reasonable. So what I've learned is that basically buy great businesses run by great managements, but don't sweat the intrinsic value. So don't worry about, this is worth 100 million and now it's trading at 120 million. No, what you want to ask is, what is the destination? And the entrepreneur is not selling, so why are you selling?
Pabrai's experiences, notably his investment journey, highlight the importance of patience, faith in exceptional businesses, and the wisdom of buy and hold. By aligning these principles with the essence of the Ten Commandments, he emphasizes the timeless value of understanding and applying fundamental principles in various aspects of life, including financial success.